Thanks very much. Mr. Nieh, I was glad to have the chance to meet with you, and as you'll recall, we discussed 4 dangers to the NRC, which I told you I would mention in the hearing, and which I will now mention. The first is, of course, political influence over the NRC brought to bear by the industry through political channels at the White House, for instance. When the White House is willing to fire NRC commissioners without cause, that's a pretty good sign that they seek to exert political influence, and the likely beneficiaries of that exertion of influence would be nuclear industry plans that are trying to be rushed forward ahead of safety parameters. That's the first one. The second is infiltration by the Department of Energy into the NRC. Bureaucracies love to expand, bureaucrats love control, but the efforts of DOE to infiltrate their way into the NRC risk degrading the firewall between the DOE, which is the advocate for the industry, and the NRC, which is the safety regulator for the industry, a firewall that was the very purpose for the establishment of the NRC. So I see the DOE infiltration as very dangerous. The third danger we discussed is staff collapse, whether that's because the staff are overwhelmed after so much in the way of departures, or whether they're underqualified because people are being brought in who don't know what they're doing, but are perhaps obedient to DOE or to the industry or something else. And the fourth is how many people who don't know the first thing about the nuclear industry but come out of fossil fuel are being put into the NRC. The fossil fuel industry has a vested interest in slowing down, delaying, and degrading the expansion of clean nuclear energy, because every clean nuclear energy facility that comes online to a significant degree, in fact, very often to its entirety, will displace fossil fuel generated electrons and the revenues that the fossil fuel industry gets from generating those electrons. So watch out for the possibility that these are moles whose purpose is not to advance the cause of safe nuclear energy quickly achieved, but to get in there and try to degrade and attack competing industries the way they degraded and attacked my offshore wind facility, Revolution Wind, until a court put an end to that political nonsense. So tell me how you're going to defend the NRC against those 4 potential dangers that it faces right now.
Ranking Member Whitehouse, I appreciated the opportunity we had to meet prior to this hearing, and I understand your concerns. Related to the first 2 about administration influence and Department of Energy influence over the NRC, if confirmed, I will 100% stay committed to the independent safety mission of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to ensure that all the decisions NRC makes are, in fact, made independently with the right technical input.
Even if it gets you fired?
My focus is going to be on the NRC safety mission, Senator. I do not envision a circumstance where the president or anyone in the administration would advocate for anything unsafe. That would be counterproductive to the vision embraced in the Advance Act of Congress, as well as the Executive Order 14300. And I commit to you that I will dutifully support the independent safety mission of the agency. On your second point related, or I'm sorry, on your third point related to the staff, if confirmed, one of my top priorities would be to work with my fellow other members of the commission to ensure that we do everything we can do to develop the leadership and talent at the agency to continue to do the excellent work that it has been performing. One of the things I believe I bring to the table is the experience gained from the private sector in leadership and talent development. I feel that there are many things that I've learned over my years in the private sector that would be very beneficial to help grow the future leaders of the agency. And Senator, I assure you that I will focus on ensuring that the NRC has a capable and credible staff to conduct its work.
And watching out for fossil fuel moles?
Sir, I can't speculate on your observation there, so I don't have any
You
comments.
registered, right? You've heard it. You'll keep an eye out. If something shows up, you'll be alert to it.
Yes.
Fair enough. My time has expired.